Hello, hello, welcome everybody. Actually, I just realized I forgot to turn my lights on. Give me 1 second here. Hello, hello, welcome everybody. Actually, I just realized I forgot to turn my lights on. Give me 1 second here.
And so I've always wanted to create
That
a
looks
way
much
for
better.
players to create their own dungeon, but I didn't want to make it anything too hard. So
Alright.
just like a puzzle or solving
Hopefully
a puzzle,
the
I
volume-
wanted to make this chamber
I don't know where the
dungeon easy
volume's
enough
going to
for
be
people
at
to
for you
play
guys
and feel
over
like
watching. I'm going to drag that down. I'm hearing something. I'm hearing myself. Oh, there we go. I think I fixed it. Okay. Something's different. What's different? What did you do? Oh, you noticed that something was different. Welcome, Parker. Welcome, Carlton. Welcome, Matt. Alright, so, yeah, we got Treehouse Live going. They're showing something that I mentioned they should do a long time ago. They have made, in Link's Awakening, Zelda Dungeon Maker. I was like, this is like a no-brainer. Have a Zelda Maker game. So, that's what they're doing. But it looks like you unlock these special rooms as you go. So, like, after you've completed them in the main story, you unlock them, and then you can make better and better dungeons. I don't know if... I think it says fill up your hearts at the top up there. I'm guessing that means that you're going to be able to unlock different shapes. Yeah, I'm stoked for this game. They still didn't give us a dead set. Oh no, they did. September 20. That's right. All right. So hopefully that's not too overpowering. If it needs to go down a little bit, let me know. We're going to discuss the direct that happened, though. So that direct was insane. I mean, there's a couple things I was like, meh, but otherwise, man, it was such a good direct. Let me see if I can find... I had a page pulled up earlier that had a perfect breakdown that I liked, but... Let's see here. I think I had it pulled up on my tablet. Let me see if I can find the exact page. Okay, Hypeable. That's the page I was using. Okay. So I'm going to pull up a little thing that has a list of all the stuff that happened. Are you manning Banjo? I might have to get DLC for Smash Brothers. I wasn't going to, but I might have to now. Alright, so... Go except if I can take care of my nephew. Oof. Alright, let's see here. So the presentation began with some epic footage of Light fending off dark versions of Marth Meta Knight. Soon was joined by the Dragon Quest's The Hero, the latest Smash Ultimate DLC characters. And then that's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm not really a Dragon Quest guy, so it's kind of like, okay, whatever. I was a little confused because they put X and then that, and then they did the same thing with Banjo. So I'm guessing, from what they're saying, they're only going to reveal one fighter, but it looks like they've revealed 2 fighters now instead of just one. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we had the Dragon Quest hero character. It looked like... See, they're saying it looked like it plays similar to a different character, but to me it looked like you're going to be able to swap, kind of like the Pokemon trainer. That's what I'm guessing. Hey, Paya! So I'm guessing you're going to be able to swap, like on the fly, kind of like Pokemon Trainer, between these different Dragon Quest heroes. Hey, Miranda! So that's my guess. Oh, let's see here. Alright, we got Luigi's... Or I guess they got the Dragon Quest game. Luigi's Mansion 3. I am super excited about that. James Shrimp Fajitas, yeah! Zelda Maker. Pretty much, they revealed during the Direct that this is part of Link's Awakening, and I'm super excited about just the game in general. I don't know how much I'll use this mode, but it's definitely one of those things where they haven't shown what kind of online integration they'll have with that. Like, if it'll go to the Super Mario Maker things. to be able to like share them online. I mean, shows made, clear times.
And one of the fun things that you can do with those clear times is you can challenge yourself to beat your dungeon faster and faster, or you could challenge a friend to see if they might be able to beat your dungeon in a faster time. So I was wondering if Numa-san.
So it says you could challenge a friend, but he's talking about a friend that's sitting next to him, I think. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I'll talk about the Zelda stuff as we keep going. So Luigi's Mansion 3, super excited. I was really kind of hoping they would say that Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2 would be coming to Switch. They don't even have to be remastered. They could just be simple emulated ports or whatever. I know 2 was on the DS, so that's a whole nother fiasco, but I never owned a 3DS. I never played Luigi's Mansion 2, so that's one that I missed out on. But I don't know if the story really matters, because it's just kind of like Mario Brothers, I think, where it's like, everybody's going on this adventure, and oh, now Luigi has to solve things. So, I don't know. Let's see here. Dark Crystal doesn't really mean much of anything to me. And then Link's Awakening, yes, that's what we're watching now. They're going through more Link's Awakening coverage right now. They're kind of showing a create your own dungeon situation. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks like a lot of fun. The Contra Collection is cool. Still want the Castlevania Collection though. Yeah, I imagine that's only a matter of time, right? Did the Castlevania Collection not come to Switch? I thought they announced that it was or would be, or did. Huh. Anyways, so September 20th, we got Link's Awakening. We can talk about that more, especially if they're continuing to play it while we're talking. Trials of Mana means nothing to me. The Collection of Mana doesn't really mean anything to me. It's something that I might be interested in, but it kind of depends on price, sales, whatever. It's find the time to play old games, right? Even if they're old games I never played before. Fire Emblem Three Houses. So I'm not a huge Fire Emblem fan. I did play around with Fire Emblem on mobile. Is it Fire Emblem Heroes or something like that? I don't know about people without making anything look exciting. It depends on what they're doing. There's a lot of excitement going on, in my opinion. But yeah, this isn't super exciting, but just watching it is just like, oh, let me play it. Why do I have to wait till September? But yeah, the Fire Emblem stuff, it looked okay. This was the most has looked so far. But I'll be tapped out after Super Mario Maker 2 and online, so maybe I'll be able to get canceled stuff for my B-Day, right? Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't afford all the games, but some of these big releases, I'm kind of relieved that Animal Crossing is pushed back to next year, because that's one more purchase I don't have to make sooner than later, sort of thing. Let's see here. Resident Evil series will port over 5 and 6 to the Switch this fall. That means nothing to me, especially since those were like a couple of the critically acclaimed worst, or whatever you want to call it, because they focused so much on action instead of the true Resident Evil stuff. No More Heroes 3. I didn't play No More Heroes 1 or 2. They looked interesting. I don't know if I'll get into 3. I think this was kind of like they were waiting to see how Travis touched the Strikes No More, whatever weird version they put out. I think they were looking to see how that did first. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't mean much to me, but it's interesting. Daemon X Machina still hasn't brought any attention that I care about. It's not my type of game, really, so I haven't cared. Panzer Dragon, or Dragoon. I thought it said Dragoon on there. This says Dragon, but yep, couldn't care less about that, especially since it looks like an old game. I think it isn't it an old game? I think I've heard of it before. Doesn't matter to me. Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'll be able to use my Pokeball Plus to carry my Pokemon around. Finally, another use for that, because I don't use it for anything anymore. It'd be really awesome if they released some of these demos that they're letting people play on the show floor at E3, but you know they won't. Man, if they would do that, that'd be freaking sweet. But probably not going to happen, so we won't get to actually play any Pokemon stuff till Pokemon comes, right? Astral Chain. Still don't care about that. Empire of Sim. Don't care. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is kind of meh. I don't really have friends to sit down and play with, so it's just something that hasn't brought my... I'll be making a level a day for Super Mario Maker 2. Want me to put your name on the list of people I'll be making levels for? Sure, go ahead. You can make a level for me. If you want to make one, go for it. Cadence of Hyrule, fight as both Link and Zelda. That's a game I'm super excited about. They didn't show a price on there, but that's coming Thursday, I think is what they said, the 13th. I probably won't stream it till next week. It's kind of like one of those, like, I kind of want to add it because it's a new title, but at the same time, they didn't reveal a price, I don't think, which I've seen a rumor or whatever that it's supposed to be, like, $25, which is kind of steep. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, it's Zelda, so it's kind of like you have to, but you don't, because it's not real Zelda, but I don't know. We'll have to see. What type of levels do you like? I don't know. As long as they're not super duper hard. I kind of like the puzzly levels, I guess. Like, I played some in the original Mario Maker that were like Zelda clone type levels or Metroid type levels where it's just kind of like puzzly and it kind of brings you back and forth. Those kind of levels are pretty cool. Mario and Sonic, the Olympics. It's Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. If I had a bunch of friends, I'd probably be more interested. Animal Crossing Switch, I'm super excited for that. I played a lot of Pocket Camp, and then I dropped it, and then I played a lot of Pocket Camp, and I've dropped it again, but I'm really, really excited for Puzzles and Mazes. Yeah! I used to draw mazes back in the day on notebook paper. But, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say about Animal Crossing other than it's Animal Crossing, and it's freaking sweet. I was watching a little bit of the Treehouse Live stuff on it. They had some going before they had this going, and it looks like similar to Minecraft, but it's not an unlimited amount of people. You can have, like, 8 people on an island working together, but not simultaneously. You can only have 4 together simultaneously, but 8 people can essentially be doing work on the island. I want to use my brain, right? So we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure what that's going to mean in terms of streaming it and who's going to be allowed on the island. I know it's kind of hard to mess up an island when it comes to something like that because it's not Minecraft where you can blow stuff up, but and it might have to be something I limit to patrons sort of things too. I used to be a DM. I made many puzzles and dungeons, mazes for D&D. Nice! Yeah, I never really got into Dungeons & Dragons. I didn't have enough friends that did that, or I didn't really hang out with the main group of people that did that. Just I was friends with a couple of them that did that. But either way, Animal Crossing, super stoked. Highlight reel showed off some third-party stuff. Alien Isolation, meh. Wolfenstein. I never really played any of the Wolfensteins, but I hear good things. Banjo-Kazooie being announced for Smash Bros. Ultimate is freaking sweet. I don't really play Smash much anymore, but if there were anything that I bought out of them, it would have to probably be Banjo, because I don't have the Fighter's Pass. And then Breath of the Wild 2. I wasn't sure if they were going to say, at first I was like, are they going to say that it's a 2? Or are they going to call this as being a DLC, like... Because it was Link and Zelda, it would have to be after game DLC, and I feel like the vibe they wanted to go with their DLC, the sneak peek looks scary. It looked a very dungeony, but we'll talk about that in a second. So like, what I noticed with the Breath of the Wild DLC that they released, they wanted to encourage you to be able to play the DLC without beating the game. But in order to have Zelda and Link working together, which means maybe we're going to see Zelda co-op again, which would be insane! Maybe we'll get some co-op action allowed. But, yeah, no Metroid, but Metroid Prime 4 is going to be so far out. Really, if anything, we're hoping for that trilogy. So hyped for Breath of the Wild 2. No kidding, me too. But so yeah, maybe there'll be a co-op element, but because you know that they're together, I mean not together, but because they're together in that trailer, you have to have beaten the game to know that they, you know, are like walking off together. So with the stipulation that you have to beat the game, I think that was a big factor is why it couldn't be DLC. So seeing that it's a 2, pretty cool. Kind of like we were saying, I was saying, they had to go this route. Oh, Spyro, that's right. I forgot they announced that Spyro was coming. It's not just in Crash Team Racing either. So I might actually pick up Spyro now. When it's on sale, because otherwise it's too expensive. Anyway, hoping for 2020, but probably 2021. So it's hard to tell whether it be 2020 or 2021 because they did the thing that a lot of people, including myself, were saying. They're Majora masking it. They're bringing out a sequel using the engine of the last game. So Majora's Mask came out like a year later, I believe. So that this game could come out sooner than later. Now it depends on how far they want to go with it. Are they expanding the open world, or are they going to take a more dungeony approach? Because like you said, the trailer looked scary. But is that going to be because they are focusing on this, like these two are together and they have to fight off all this stuff together and you got to have each other's back? Or does it mean, like, I'm hoping what it really means is that they're going to put a huge focus into dungeons this time, because that was the big thing that people were let down with on Breath of the Wild. Was like, you had the shrines, but you only had those 4 big dungeons when everybody's used to having closer to 8 big dungeons. You have, like, I mean, as far as back as, Zelda 1, you had 8 dungeons that, you could spend over an hour in those dungeons. So, like, I think maybe that is what the trailer is more leading off to, with it kind of being scary. They're in a dark place. Hoping that means that they're really putting emphasis on these dungeons. Yeah, 120 shrines. But how many of those shrines were repeats? Probably 50% of them were just the battle shrines. Another 50, and then the rest, like, some of them were puzzly, but some of them were just like, get to the other end. So the shrines were a big letdown, I think. Just kind of like, the shrines became so repetitive, just like Korok seeds. Like, yeah, there's 900 Korok seeds. There's 120 shrines, but only 60 of the shrines were really worth it, Like, but I mean, like, if you add up all the time you did doing puzzles in the shrine compared to the time you did puzzles in the dungeons, were they really worth it? And, like, the big thing about dungeons is they use that formula of, you get, usually in a dungeon, you get a particular item, and that item is what gets you through the dungeon. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, all the dungeons used all the abilities, because you got all the abilities when you get off the Great Plateau. Whereas traditional Zelda, you like, oh, this dungeon's the dungeon, you got the bow and arrow, so this dungeon is going to focus on you using that bow and arrow to get through it, or else you'll never get through it. And then you'll use it every once in a while in the other dungeons, but not to that extent. So I know the dungeons were kind of meh compared to usual. I mean, they're still pretty puzzly, but, we only had 4 of them. Oh, mercy. Let's see here. I missed reading. You're hoping for Super Mario RPG 2. Yeah! It would have been cool to have some sort of Mario RPG coming to Switch. Something more regular Paper Mario than the... The problem is they changed Paper Mario into more of a, like an action-y game rather than, RPG-ish. Like, they kind of branched off and had the Mario and Luigi stuff be the RPG. So it's kind of sad there. Flipper Jar 1992 now following on Mixer. Who's awesome? You're awesome. Thank you for that follow. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see here. What were the we know we have Link's Awakening coming September 20th. Trying to think of, did they announce any other big dates, or were a lot of them were like winter, fall sort of stuff, I think. Now I can't even remember. If they weren't doing the Treehouse Live stuff, I was kind of thinking of pulling up the Direct and just letting that play through, and we could have discussed it as it went again. It's kind of like a live reacts, except I've already seen it once. That's the thing. Like, I'd love to be able to... Let's see here. Upcoming Nintendo Switch games 2019 E3. Let's see if that'll tell me the dates of all the games they announced. Oh yeah, Witcher 3. I forgot they announced that, but it's another one of those games that it is rated mature, so most of my audience probably won't care to see it anyway, but it's another wide open world thing. Like, I'd probably be more likely to get back into Skyrim if I wanted to play a game like that. Let's see here. Let's see here. So we got Animal Crossing coming March 20th, 2020. I thought there was... This site's not helping me at all. Rude sauce. Nintendo eShop sale brings Switch discounts to E3. What games are on sale now? Ooh, Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are on sale for $40.19. Which is rare for first-party games. Let's see here. Discounts on Celeste, Undertale, Cuphead, Dead Cells. Dead Cells a game I picked up, and I didn't end up getting back around to the DLC that they just dropped, and I never got around to actually beating it. How are you? I'm doing all right, Flipper Jarl. How are you doing? How do you do? Nintendo Switch Pro controllers down to $50 on Amazon and Walmart. Best Buy is offering a new Switch bundle, throwing in a free 128GB micro SD card with a console. That's a good 128GB SD card with a console. That's nice. I don't remember how big the one I bought was. So, what excited you guys the most from this conference? What are you looking forward to? And do you know the dates? Because I don't remember any of the dates that got listed.
Welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse here at E3 2019. I'm Demetrius, and I have some really good people with me. I have Dan, Sam, and a special guest from Marvel, Mark. Why don't you say hi, Mark?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Dun,
We're
dun,
here to
dun,
show
dun, dun.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. So, Dan, why don't you go ahead and just take us away on that?
Yeah, thanks,
14
Lucas.
biggest
We're gonna just
announcements.
Jump into a stage here in just a minute. Show some of the story, show some of the characters.
Oh yeah, they didn't even announce the date of the fighters. That's right. They said the Dragon Quest Heroes fighter would be summer, and Banjo-Kazooie was that fall or winter? Got a long time to wait on that. Luigi's Mansion 3 later this year is all they said. Oh yeah, Crystal Chronicles. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics is similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, but not the same. So, on that for me. It was Panzer Dragoon, not Dragon.
So, Mark, you being the writer on this
Da,
game,
da,
it's been so fun to
da.
have a chance to jump into this franchise where really you've just got Marvel's toy box open to you. All these characters, all these cool locations. What was that like?
Link's Awakening Breath of the Wild 2. You know I love those, right? I know, I'm really excited to get back into more Zelda stuff. But since I don't have a date on Breath of the Wild 2, I don't need to worry about trying to 100% Breath of the Wild yet. We started it, but or we got quite a ways, but I just haven't had time to go back to it. Been so busy playing all the other things, right?
And I imagine it's nice with this since it's been about 10 years.
So now they're going with Marvel Ultimate Alliance. which is kind of meh to me. I'm gonna see if I can't find something better out of their Zelda stuff, or not Zelda stuff, the Nintendo Direct stuff to rewatch or whatever. They went over some Pokemon. Gotta eat 'em all, porky chops. So they went over some more of the Sword and Shield stuff. That's what I was trying to think of. They're showing off in the Treehouse Live the wild area, and that was pretty cool. And seeing that, like, you'll be able to chat. Thanks for the LOL. You'll be able to not chat, but there'll be little emoticons that appear on the side of the screen that you'll be able to communicate without, actually microphone communication. I mean, like, I don't know if they'll provide a communication like that, but as we've already determined, like, Discord is a pretty go-to thing for most people these days, outside of using their Nintendo app, like, meh. So there is kind of an in-game communication. You'll be able to, from what I was seeing or hearing, you'll be able to actually see people in that. I don't know if it said how many people you'll be able to see at a time. Obviously, we've seen from the Pokemon Direct that you would have raid encounters where you'll be able to team up, but yeah, let's see here. Nintendo. Luigi Mansion 3 seems cool too, and the Flubber character was a nice add-on. So are you talking about Gooigi? That was something they sort of added in Luigi's Mansion 2, I think? No. The Luigi's Mansion 1 remake that they put out on DS, they allowed a second player to play as that Gooigi, but I don't think there was any mechanics to it. I think it was just an ugly-looking Luigi. Now they have actual mechanics to it, like Gooigi cannot go through this. Regular Luigi can't go through this. So there's at least a gameplay element to it other than just, here's this ugly looking extra Luigi. Yeah, he forgot his name. Let's see here. I don't know if I'm worried about Dragon Quest XI, really, to tell you the truth. Let's see here. They don't have a lot of the trailers up yet. I felt like there was more trailers to this Direct than what they're put up on their actual Nintendo page so far.
That's what superheroes do.
Yeah. You can see there's a few item drops there too that we're getting leveling up.
Let's see here. Copy link address. Alright, we're going to switch the video that's playing to the Zelda trailer.
Depending on which characters you bring with you, the ways they're going to synergize are so different, and each character really feels distinct.
Alright, so here's our Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 teaser that we got. At first, I wasn't sure. The elephant is interesting. At first, the music was a little bit off, and the imagery, like, at first I thought this could have been the Metroid tease. But then, we got to that point, and it was like, oh no, that's definitely Link and Zelda. Was definitely. So yeah, they're obviously being very dark and creepy, which is to be expected, right? I mean, this was, yeah, that whole thing right there. What in the world is that? What is happening there? Let's go back a minute. I wanted to look at something here a minute. It's like a hand holding it. There's a spot where you see them. Oh man, there's so much happening here in such a short amount of time, and I don't have a way to just pause and stop it. I mean, super easily. So there's this weird hand holding that creepy thing. Before Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess was your favorite. Yeah, that one I think I beat once. It was kind of... That was another darker title. Just a minute. I have to message. Okay. Alright, let's... what was that? That right there. We're gonna have the audio skipping with us. Are we getting a new type of magic, or is this just Link reaching into something? You know what I mean? The thing with Breath of the Wild looks ugly, no offense. I don't think it looks ugly, but then again, a lot of people thought Wind Waker looked like trash, and now it's one of the more better considered ones. I think the problem is so many people want that like original, like realistic look, but Breath of the Wild, the artistic direction they went similar to Wind Waker is more, it's more able to survive the test of time because it won't be as dated as easily because it's got that cell shadedness. It's more cartoony rather than realistic sort of stuff. But we got a Link hand or a Zelda hand reaching up to the other one. I'm so hyped for Luigi's Mansion 3 also. Hi, Kent. Hi, Brutal. Welcome. Another thing that makes me wonder if there is going to be co-op elements to this. Is it going to be able to play co-op, or is it just going to be like you have an AI companion for some of the game, or is it like, what, you know? What's going to happen with this? Now we got the creepy hand grabbing our hand. That doesn't look good. Okay, then we got a vast look at Hyrule here. So this makes me wonder if they are going to build off of the original game to that degree. Like, is this the same land? Is it going to be transformed by something? You see it starting to shake around and stuff right there. Is there going to be some sort of, from this, some sort of cataclysmic event? Is it grabbing Zelda, as we are used to? Right? Is it? But I mean, is there going to be a cataclysmic event happening here? That reshapes the world, or what? What's going to happen? Like, there's always been those theories of, you know, the Breath of the Wild world is based off of, you know, after Wind Waker sort of thing, because you're finding sea salt up in the mountains. So it used to be completely flooded like Hyrule was in Wind Waker. Is there going to be some sort of event to that level that happens here? Is this the part where Hyrule gets flooded before Wind Waker? Or is it like a retelling of time? Like it's happening again. We are getting looped in time. Everyone said the Banjo's coming. Well, all I want is Luigi's Mansion 3. I just want all the Legend of Zelda stuff. What are you talking about? I'm excited for all of the stuff. Well, I mean, obviously there's some stuff I said that I'm not super excited for, but Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, Zelda, super excited for that stuff. It's gonna be freaking sweet. Alright, I'm gonna check one more spot here, see if there's anything else that I want to pull up from the footage that may have been shown. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. Alright, so yeah, there's the Contra collection and a Contra new game, but they're going to like the top-down 3D-ish look instead of the side-scrolling Contra style. I guess that's about it from the stuff that really caught my attention. and from what I'm seeing from big trailers. Obviously, Pokemon Sword and Shield is making me want it even more and more and more. Wait, is Banjo Pack 3 in the DLC? That's what it looks like. It looks like Pack 1 was Joker. Pack 2 is going to be the Dragon Quest Heroes. I think they're one character, kind of like Pokemon Trainer, where you swap in and out as you want different abilities. And then Banjo was listed as like Winter, I think. So the Dragon Quest Heroes was listed as Summer. Banjo is listed, I think, as Winter, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm guessing it's Pack 3. The Roots is the deluxe tree going evil. Oh, the Deku tree going evil. I don't know, because there is a point where, I mean, like in Ocarina of Time, the Deku tree is getting corrupted, but then you save it and whatever, and there's the whole deal there. But there is the tree, the Deku tree in the Lost Woods in Breath of the Wild too. Don't know. Could there be another Ocarina of Time style thing where we have to go inside the Deku tree this time? And that brings us to a land. Is there a land underneath the Hyrule that we know? Like, this Hyrule was built on top of the old Hyrule. Kind of like Futurama, New York is built on top of old New York. Banjo's Fall, which isn't that far. Okay, Fall. So then maybe Pack 4 will be Winter if Banjo is listed as Fall. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting to see where they go with that. Like I said, I kind of hope they do include some sort of co-op function. That would be pretty stellar. I feel like a lot of the games that they have revealed, a lot of the games that are upcoming, do include some sort of co-op play together feature in it somewhere. You know, even Pokemon's allowing you to play together. So it wouldn't be that far-fetched to expect a Breath of the Wild to allow some sort of play together situation. Alright, I'm going to have the Zelda Link's Awakening trailer play here, and then it's going to be time for me to go. Let's see here. Properties. Oh, of course there's an advertisement. Blarg. Nope. Okay. Wonderful ads. I should have signed in. I wouldn't get ads if I signed in. How did that get? Can Link escape Coland Island? We lost thanks to me. Nice. So things we saw, returns. There is some fishing mini games. They did show in the treehouse thing that the crane game thing is still there. I mean, all the stuff should be there, but I guess the crane game's a little bit updated to be a little bit better. But yeah, some of these boss fights and stuff, intense stuff going on. Intense. Company's always welcome. Oh yeah, so this is where they showed it. So, like I said, it says at the top, fill up your hearts. And I'm wondering if there's going to be other arrangement options other than the heart shape. I mean, obviously, like, you have stairs, so you can kind of change where you go in and out of stuff, so it's not just limited to going up, down, left, and right based on the heart alone, but... Dun 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 dun. Stupid adverts. Get out of here. September 20, 2019. So yeah, that's gonna... Oh, the Xbox ad starts up. Haha. Cyberpunk 2022, right? Isn't that the name of it? Keanu Reeves. Alright. I'm going to remove that. Get out of here, browser source. Nobody cares about you. There's so many more Easter eggs in Liquid. Yeah, there are. Like the Yoshi doll and Birdo and stuff, if I remember correctly. But, alright. I got to get heading on out of here, so I can go back to work. But we will be back at 5:30 p.m.-ish doing our regular shindig. We'll be back into Pixelmon, I believe, is what I have on the schedule, and we'll be jumping back into that. Keanu Reeves. Why is he such the rage recently? I really like to see him put these graphics on the original Legend of Zelda. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Remake some of the old stuff with those graphics. That would be interesting. But so yeah, 5:30 p.m. We can discuss this stuff some more if you guys want to, but we'll be jumping into Pixelmon, which is as you can tell, not actually leaked footage from Sword and Shield, as we tried to pretend it was last time. He has the looks. He never ages. That's the real thing. But you guys have a good and great day or night, whatever it is that applies to you. Hopefully I'll see you at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time for some Pixelmon, some actual game streaming time. And, yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you in my Discord, and I'll see you in my streams. Booyah!